Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to Satisfactory. This is the first of probably many recap videos to come. This is from part 13, where we are primarily going to be focusing on the automated wiring and versatile framework, aka the space elevator tier 2 items, which we're working on way off in that direction over there somewhere. But first things first, while we started up the stream, we went on ahead and finished our absolutely lovely belt spaghetti here, because I had the splitters in the wrong order. I had the one that overflows before the one that split the items off to their correct places, which would cause one line to back up, and to trash every single other item, instead of only trashing the one item that's backed up. So now that we have that fixed, we're going to be moving over to the automated wiring factory and getting started on that one. See you guys in a bit. So we are back over at the automated wiring factory, or at the very least the start of one that's going to be here eventually. We've grabbed the coal and the copper from the end of the last episode, as well as we're about to be grabbing some iron from up in the mountaintops there past the stinky rocks. Lovely, lovely stinky rocks. And then we're going to be grabbing copper from way over here in the void. Those are the three big things that we need to do right now before we can actually start setting up our factory. However, we are getting the foundries down in place, ready to start making the pipes for the stators that go into the automated wiring. You'll see back here in an update once we have the entire steel set up and ready to go. So we ran into a bit of an issue while we were building, and that is the fact that we ran out of steel pipes. I was kind of waiting for the steel pipes to overflow up at the top of this factory here, but that wasn't really working in a timely fashion, so we popped over here and added a power switch. So this power switch allows us to turn on and off the modular frame production in this factory itself without turning off the pipes or the encased beams piece of this factory. And judging by the fact that our modular frame capacity is actually full back home in the storage system, and we need massive amounts of pipes, I figured I'd go on ahead and come over here and turn those off. We're going to head back over to the automated wiring factory now and get back to work on that one. We'll see you over there. So we are back working on the automated wiring factory. We just grabbed these three wonderful copper nodes and are bringing them up this very, very long thing directly over the void back over to the factory. We've got the steel pipe piece all set up already, so once we get back, all we have to do is set up the smelter arrays for all of the copper, turn it all into wire, and turn part of it into cable, and let the other wire go over to the stators, before we finally make it to the final piece of the product, which is the automated wiring itself. We should be wrapping up this factory here pretty soon, so stay tuned for some more updates. Now that we have everything wonderfully back to the base, the one copper node from over there coming up along the wall, and the three from over there coming along the little sky bridge that we're going to decorate here in a little bit, coming back to this 16 smelter array, sorry, said the little ooh-woo speak there for a second, set up using the wonderful, wonderful Smart Mod. If you play Satisfactory, you need to download Smart Mod. There's videos covering it out there, such as people like imkibitz and other people that are more qualified than me to make videos on it. Over there we also have our steel pipe set up, ready to go. The only thing that we're trying to figure out and having a little bit of an issue figuring out is getting 160 wire, because, as you know, 160 is not divisible by 30, and we need 160, but wire only divides into groups of 30. We've got a whole bunch of space behind me here to figure that out, so we're going to go troubleshoot that, and we'll get back to you once that's all set up. So we figured out a little bit on the wire front. We've got 3 of the 8 furnaces on the one side, or well, smelters rather, on the one side, going into this little array here, and we've got an overflow splitter over there so that whenever the extra 10 finally backs up in this entire system here, which eventually it will, it'll join back into the other lines and go off into this little corner over here to make the rest of the wire and cable needed for the automated wiring. In the meantime, the 80, technically 90 because of the overflow system, copper ingots are going into here to be turned into copper wire, which is going into here with the pipes to make the stators, which are most likely going to be going up to the next floor, just judging based on the amount of space and the amount of space that wires are going to be taking up. But we'll figure that out in the meantime, and you'll see the end result of that very shortly. Boy, oh boy, do we have our work cut out for us on this one. That's half of the copper wire set up over there, going into cables. There's all the automated wiring stuff and where it's going to be made. We're going to have to squeeze in some sort of a coupon maker somewhere in this whole mess. And thanks to the wonderful, wonderful smart mod, this is going way faster than I ever could have imagined. So, yet again, if you play Satisfactory, you need to download the smart mod. Like, you need to. It's so good. Also, this is going to be a single floor factory. So we're going to figure out how that's going to look and what kind of decorations we're going to do with it here in a second. And then, honestly, we'll probably be able to move on to versatile framework in this stream as well, which will be very nice to at least get a start on. So you'll see the finished product of the automated wiring factory before we put the walls up. It's just going to be a little boop. Just to show you guys the sheer power of the smart mod, I need 7 constructors. There we go, 7 constructors, and I need them spaced out a little bit more. There we go, they're spaced out. And would you look at that? They're all placed down. With that method, this will be done in, like, I don't know, a half hour. And there's the actual boop. I had to do that little interjection for the smart mod because smart mod is what is making this go by so quickly and so fast. All the belt work is currently complete. All of the recipes have been selected, I think. All I need to do is hook everything into the power grid and then decorate. So we are done with automated wiring in 2 hours, roughly, minus the work that we did at the end of last stream, but not counting that, 2 hours, and we're done with automated wiring. Just got to decorate the building and do a whole bunch of other stuff, which is going to be another boop, so I'll see you guys there. And with that, the entire factory is now walled off, and all of the power lines have been connected. The ceiling is finally in place. We've got this funky little tiering up system happening to make room for our lovely, lovely resource generator, coupon generator over here. We've got Mr. Bean just kind of chilling. And we've got some glass so that we can see the main idea of this entire production line from outside. Any overflow is going to go give us some coupons. I'm going to hop up onto the roof and try to do a little more detailing work on the ramp pieces of all of this stuff. But for now, that is the entire factory. So we're going to go get started on Versatile Frameworks next. We're about to have our first automated wiring come out of the facility and down the pipe. There it goes. Where'd it go? Well, it was working, and then it just kind of disappeared. There they are, the first 3. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Oh, and here comes some more. 2 more, down the pipe. Technically, it's a belt, not a pipe. Same difference. Since everything in this factory is based off of our wonderful overflow method in order to keep things condensed, it is going to take a long time for all of the wire and copper ingots and everything to back up properly and actually get the factory working at 100% capacity. In the meantime, we are almost at our threshold, which means that we're going to be making some temporary factories once we get to oil tech so that we can get to work on a oil refinery setup in order to get power from fuel generators. That is going to be it for the automated wiring portion of the stream. So at this point we have been streaming for, let me go check, 2 hours and 54 minutes. We have done a lot in that time on the automated wiring front. And now we're going to move over to start the versatile framework front. With automated wiring complete, we are now moving on to versatile framework. We have a wonderful 15 by 15 platform here in the making. We're going to be using probably 2 floors on this factory, if I had to take a guess, just because of the fact that we're going to be making modular frames, and those take up a crap ton of space. In addition to that, we're going to be getting 560 total iron ore coming into here, and 360 total coal coming into here. All the coal nodes are in those trees. We're going to be clearing those out and finding them, bringing them back. We've got 240 iron that we're going to be getting from right over there. You can't really see it through the trees, but it's next to that copper node. And then the very, very last iron bits we're going to be getting from 5 nodes up on that mountaintop right there. So we're going to get that all belted back and then probably be wrapping up the stream at that point. So by the time we're going to be having all of the belts and everything and having a discussion on the video again, it'll be about time for me to be ending, and I'll go on ahead and do an outro for you guys. So, it doesn't look much different. However, you can see off in the distance there, we are grabbing 3 belts of coal, 120 each, for a total of 360. We are grabbing 5 iron nodes up there for 240 on one line and 90 on another one. And we are grabbing 240 iron from over there. And I found a really neat way going underneath of there to make it look like it's actually being held up properly. So that's pretty neato, huh? I certainly enjoy it, at least. The platform is still the platform. That'll all be got to the next time, but we've currently been live for a little over 4 hours, so that is going to be wrapping up the stream. But before I wrap up the stream and say goodbye to all the lovely fellows in chat, I would like to go on ahead and do a little bit of an outro for the YouTube video. Hi everyone, this is Benji from the future. Everything else from the recap video is from last night on stream. This is a little thing the next day. So I've been going through a whole bunch of calculations and figuring some things out regarding the future of the playthrough, and the 20 per minute theme is going to start to be unachievable with our current resources. So I'm going to put the 20 per minute theme on hold until we get up into the ending parts of the game. Basically meaning I'm going to be putting the 20 per minute on hold until we get our nuclear setup complete, and until we get every single thing in the game unlocked. Up until that point, we're just going to be making temporary factories in order to get parts automated at a little bit lower of a quality. So not quite 20 per minute, but maybe more around 5 or so. Just to get things automated to the point where I don't have to handcraft it and stuff like that. It'll all be temporary, and then we'll go back through once we're at the end of the game and make the 20 per minute of every single item. With that, and with being able to do the temporary factories, we are running out of power. Last night, I think we hit 3,700 megawatts, maybe a little higher than that, making the automated wiring, and our cap is 4,800, so we are running out very quickly, and it is going to take a lot of power for oil tech. that brings me to this. This is a little Excel spreadsheet program. It's called Google Sheets. It's just like Google Docs, except it's Sheets instead, and I've been doing a couple of calculations. The main one that I wanted to show off today is this one. So this is going to tell us everything we need to know when it comes to oil. And the first project that I want to do after we unlock oil tech and get some computers and some heavy modular frames temporarily automated at around 5 per minute is do this oil project to get us some more power. So there is an area in the top of the game, roughly the top of the game, I should say. Let's wait for it to load. It's right up here. There it is. Now this, if we overclock some stuff, will be able to give us 900 fuel, or 900 oil per minute. Right here. And with that 900 oil, we can make 30,000 megawatts of power. That should, .tm, be enough for us to make it to the nuclear section of the game and get our actual nuclear power plant set up. Which I haven't figured out where that's going to go yet, but we will be figuring that out shortly. The cool thing about this Excel spreadsheet is if I want more oil. There's more oil. It told me everything it's going to make, the amount of machines it's going to need, everything it's going to make fuel-wise, and the water needed, and how many machines it's going to take, how many fuel generators I can run and I'm going to need to place, and the max power output. It also tells us all of the resources that we need to build these machines. Now, I'm going to put that back to the 900, which is what we're actually going to be running off of. And you can see that we need 1,000 computers and 2,000 heavy modular frames. That's a lot. That's going to take a while once we get those temporary factories set up. But luckily, that's the generator portion of things, not the refinery or packager portion of things, which I can get knocked out while we wait. And this little thing over here is something just to let me experiment with, let's say I want 50,000 megawatts of power. It works in reverse to tell me the amount of oil I need in order to get a specific amount of power. So that's just a neat little thing. We're going to be doing this from now on instead of using pen and paper, because pen and paper is pretty archaic when we have the power of technology at our disposal. But that's really all Future Benji wanted to bring you here. I hope you guys are enjoying the video, and it's probably going to be outro time. So, I'll see you in the next stream. Alright, and now with the proper area, watching all of our automated wiring being completed. Thank you guys so much for watching. To anybody that came out to the stream and is watching this as just a sort of recap to make sure that you didn't miss anything, thank you for coming out to the stream. And for anybody who's watching this just because they don't want to see all of the itty-bitty monotonous bits in between and just want to see the finished product, thank you for coming and watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed, because I know I certainly did. The Smart Mod is amazing. Definitely go check that out if you play Satisfactory yourself. And I will see you guys in the next stream. So please, have a wonderful one.